What's up, my little tatas? How y'all doing today? Well, if you are Tristan Thompson's baby, you are sending a message to Khloé Kardashian. Listen, Tristan said, you know what? I'm not going to cry no more over you. And he is entering his bad bitch era. Baby, Tristan is back to following Kanye West. We'll talk about that. But more importantly, Tristan wants Khloé to know I'll survive too, baby. Cheating on you has not been easy on me, Khloé. But just because that, I'm still going to rise like a phoenix. And guess what, baby? He ain't letting that whole child situation go. But guess what? Khloé is literally trying to get her groove back. But guess what? Everybody's saying the same thing, baby. I know Kris moved into that house to loan you her backbone while you grew your own. But people are worried that once Kris eventually has to get back to work, Khloé might fall victim to Tristan and all his games. Y'all, what am I talking about? Let's get into this mess. But before we do, you'll know the deal. Hit that like button if you can. Help me grow on the algorithm. Awesome. Also, at 100,000. There's my subs right there. If you guys have subscribed to me, help me on this journey. Baby, that would be the best thing ever. But you know what? Let's get to the story, and I'm going to hit you up later to see if I earn some value and if you can hit the subscription and notification bell. All right, let's go. All right, so where do we start the story? Let me just do a little background, right? Khloé was living in the town of Delusion, right? She's a permanent resident. She's actually going to be voted mayor of Delusionville, but she's moved. Her first address she lived in was 123 You Wish Ain't Never Happened Lane, right? Where she was trying to make Tristan and his ho self into a husband, right? Tristan let her know it wasn't going to happen. Now, here's the thing. Khloé was fine, in my opinion, to let Tristan cheat on her. She just wanted to hide it from the public. She wanted her family to respect Tristan, and she went on this big PR campaign for the general public to see all Tristan's nice traits and all the things that he's good at, right? Now, mind you, she was even saying this as late as May of 2022, right? Now, she said her and Tristan broke up in December. We all know that was BS, but the general public believed it. All right, so cut to Tristan acting a damn fool in Mykonos, Khloé blowing up, everybody saying, but I thought y'all wasn't together. What's the point? And Khloé literally saying she's had enough because she had been trying to hide all Tristan's antics from her family, but it didn't work out. And she finally had to admit that Tristan dogged her. Kris moved in with her to lend Khloé her backbone while she was growing one. Okay, fine. So guess what? She moved from that house of delusion, but she moved into a new address, which is, I'm going to keep you from your children anywhere lane, right? She changed a different zip code in Delusionville, which many people like I said, Khloé, what are you talking about? Tristan, you have literally gone on a PR campaign to prove that Tristan is a loving, devoted father. That's true. Second of all, this baby is the same sibling as True. Whatever custody arrangement there is for True, most likely this baby's going to get the same custody agreement. Third of all, Tristan is the father. You've been saying he's a good father. At the very least, even if he cheated on you up and down, that doesn't mean he doesn't have a right to take his kid. Why did you all of a sudden decide that you wanted full physical and legal custody and then put out press releases saying that Tristan was fine with it and Well, Tristan clapped back and said, baby, I'm not fine with this at all. As soon as Khloé put out that press release saying, Tristan, I'm getting full custody, blah, 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 Tristan posted this and said, I never switched sides. I switched lanes. I got wiser and realized we aren't all built the same. Don't try me. Now, here's the thing. If you are a generous person, you would say, Khloé, this is what happens when you have a kid with someone. Did you really think that Tristan was going to give up complete rights to a son? Now, I know Marley is in the corner thinking, I thought he was going to give up complete rights. But I say all this to say, right? Tristan, in my opinion, was being a little demon, and he literally is fighting Khloé tooth and nail because Khloé is finally showing a backbone, and every time she shows a backbone, Tristan jumps up to punish her. He's saying he's going to court if he needs to. Khloé is saying, bring it on, baby. Now, here's the problem with that. We all know the opposite of love isn't hate. The opposite of love is apathy, when you just don't care. The fact that Khloe is so angry at Tristan, for a man that she said they broke up in December, for a man that she said a million times in the press they weren't together, right? Again, the courts are going to be reading like all the stuff that Khloe put out, right? For a man that she said she could care less what she did, you're acting like a woman who was with the man who publicly cheated on you and humiliated you recently. Okay, fine. Khloe's mad. Khloe's going out all the time. Khloe's trying to show Tristan who's boss. But a lot of people are saying that this is going to mess up Khloe's chances of actually getting that full legal and physical custody. Now, here's the thing. We cannot agree. I actually think it's a good thing because Tristan, I don't know. But I also know that Khloe's delusional because at the end of the day, you even said he was a good dad. You cannot keep a father away from her children. But how is Khloe trying to get back with Tristan actually hurting her and her case? Well, for one, it's showing how angry she is. And we all know that when you're angry at your no good ex, it's one step away from actually being back in love with them. You're angry now because Kris is in the house with you, right? You're angry now because all your sisters are swarming around with you and being your village and holding you up and forcing you to come out. And that's great. But what happens when everybody gets back to their life? What happens when Kim finds another boy to play herself over? What happens when Kylie starts chasing after Travis again, right? What happens when Kourtney goes back on tour? What happens when Kendall goes over to walk the Versace runway like a dead fish? What is going to happen? What's going to happen is you are going to be open fodder for Tristan to come back in. And the fact that you have all this anger is a thing. People are also saying, if you read what people that specialize in child custody law says, Khloe being out and about every single night with a newborn doesn't fare well for her keeping custody from Tristan from that baby boy. And maybe True, this is one thing I do want to say. I don't understand why they act like True and that baby got two separate fathers. It's actually really weird to me. You're not fighting over True's custody, but you're fighting over that little boy's custody. Again, this is one thing that makes me believe Khloe's not mad at done with Tristan. She's mad at him. Even the fact that you're using the boy's custody to hold over his head and to rub in his face. What about True? And not even that, if you did with the kid by the same father, what, he's going to come pick up True, but he's not allowed to talk to the boy? True can go over, but the son has to stay with you? Well, how does this work, right? But back to what I was saying about how a lot of child custody experts are saying that through Khloe's anger, she is shooting herself in the foot. How is that? Because Khloe's out all the time. And listen, Khloe got a million nannies. Like she said, she doesn't feel like a single mom, even though she is. She has a village, and don't get me wrong, ain't nothing wrong with being a single mom. But the fact that Khloe is looking down on a single mom and acting like she's better than a single mom because she has a village, girl, if you don't get out of here, anyway, we're not even going to talk about this situation. But what I am saying is, the fact that she's out so much, the fact that she's flaunting it in the media, she's literally helping Tristan, whatever case that he's building, to actually get at least shared custody. Because at the end of the day, Tristan can say, you're not home with the baby 24 hours either. The babies are with nannies most of the time because you're out going to events, going out for drinks with your sisters, doing this, doing that, and working as you should be. So while you're working and while you're living, why does the baby have to be with the nannies? Why can't the baby actually be with me? Again, Tristan's not playing about this child custody. All the legal experts say, Mara Lee should say thank you to Khloe, because that is why Tristan actually even paid Mara Lee her back child support, so he can look clean in the eyes of the law and go after Khloe with the custody dispute. And the thing is with Khloe, because she's not even thinking, but I'm sure Kris Jenner is, right? And Tristan will probably get what he wants. Baby, do you really think that Tristan is not going to air out all your dirty laundry in court? Do you not believe that he's going to pull up text messages, show you've been lying to the public, show what a dummy you were for him? Now, I'm praying just like everybody that Khloe is reborn, right? I'm praying just like everybody that Khloe is reborn in the eyes of having common sense, but I don't know. Interestingly enough, Tristan is trying to align himself with Kanye West. If you guys don't know, Tristan is now following Kanye West. If you remember when Kanye West was going through, now listen, I don't think Kanye cares, but then again, Kanye's a Gemini. I could see him just trolling. But I will say, if you remember when Kanye was on the outs with the Kardashians, I know he still is, but I mean before we publicly knew it, he was trying to get the information and addresses for Chicago's party from Tristan. Tristan was like, oh, I can't. I got to ask Khloe. Hold on, right? Those days are over. He had unfollowed Kanye when everybody in the family did, and now he's back to following Kanye West. Y'all, listen. I am not rooting for Tristan to win this. I think Tristan is a horrible person. I think he's a little demon. I think that, honestly, I see the way he treats his kids. Listen, it's my opinion. But I will say this, and this is a sad thing, and this is all everybody that said team have the kids have the same daddy. That is in a normal situation when you are not messing with someone or having kids with someone that basically move like a psychopath or a narcissist. I'm not saying Tristan is. I'm just saying that's what his actions look like to me, right? You're literally projecting dealing with just a regular person that got issues with somebody that literally potentially gets off on causing pain in your life. You just double down and sign up for that contract. And the sad part is, it looks like Khloe's mistaken Tristan and him gearing up that he wants his baby for a measurement of how much he cares about her. And if he's fighting for the son, then he's fighting to have a family. Baby, that ain't it. He's fighting to hurt you and to put you in your place. Again, everybody that was on team, let the kids have the same daddy. Yeah. Would you say that if you know that the dad was the devil and Lucifer incarnate? Because say that again. Would you want both kids? At least one kid can have a shot. Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. I am keeping an eye over this. Khloe said she is ready to go to court. Tristan said he's ready to go to court too. They're gearing up. Now, this was through Page 6 and various sources, but baby, it looks like they're gearing up for the fight. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments, you guys, and I will talk to you later. Bye.